What is pre-modern? I'm curious what your take is because you're looking. Is this your first time looking at the format or no?
I think I saw
I
you
can't
guys
remember.
play it like once before,
Okay.
maybe. Yeah. So timer reminder,
Ooh,
right?
timer reminder. Thank you. Thank you.
And my take on pre-modern is actually I connect it to Pauper, but I think the creatures are worse and the spells are better.
Okay.
So that's my
Um,
takeaway.
okay. That's an interesting takeaway. It does have an interesting ban list that
Hmm.
makes it less powerful. Well, it depends on your like opinion of the words, right? But less
Sure.
powerful than Legacy is because you don't have Entomb and Force of Will and all the cards that make
For
Legacy
sure.
Legacy. But you
Hmm.
also have cards that are banned in Legacy, like Survival of the Fittest, Recurring Nightmare, Tinker, and I could name a whole bunch more probably.
Yeah.
So it's it's weird. Put it that way.
Yeah. Well, then I did look at like for example, Recurring Nightmare and Tinker come up in a lot of lists that I looked at, and those Tinker targets are much different than, Blightsteel Colossus.
Yeah.
So I'm going to struggle a little bit recognizing these arts because the Cardboard Live decided to pick the newest version of all the arts to show us. But it looks like Dave is going for an careful study, right?
Right.
And that
Yep.
he is pitching a Chroma Classic
Yep.
and a different black card.
Visara the
And that
Dreadful is the other card.
Visara the Dreadful, a
Yep.
wannabe Gristlebrand. And Dave is gonna unmask pitching another Visara, it looks like, targeting Phil.
Yep.
And Phil's got a pair of Tangle Wires. I know that card.
Yeah. Yep.
um, Wand of Denial,
You know what? I don't even know what that card is, so I believe you. I'll believe you.
and then Sabo's Web. And the discard off of that was that Memory Lapse?
That's predict. Predict.
Predict.
Yep. Um, I know it's like so.
We're gonna be great.
Yeah. So you have like these um legacy staples, if you want to call them that, like unmask and predict, and then you got weird garbage like Bizarre the Dreadful and Achroma. You know. So this
I
format's
forget
very
how
strange.
old Achroma is because Achroma Angel of Wrath, White Achroma, has been a staple, at least in EDH for a long time. And I
Yeah.
don't know if there's very many old creatures that can say they are a big part of EDH in terms of a beater, I should say.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe a lot of the Bizarre the
I
Dreadful
know.
and Achroma
Sorry,
are not
Tennessee
garbage.
Terry. They
Uh,
are no, Achroma's great. I love Achroma. All right.
I'm just
So,
comparing their exactly.
yeah.
I think
Yeah. I
Uthanok
mean, there was
in the
a whole
chat.
shift in the game design, really, from
Yeah,
spells to creatures.
right. Creatures got way more powerful. Spells got turned down a notch.
Yeah. So,
Um,
Wand of Denial, for those of you who don't know this card from 6th edition, it looks like, is
I don't know.
2 artifact and tap and look at the top card of a player's library. If it's a non-land card, you may pay 2 life. If you do, put it in the graveyard.
So this is kind of like a really crappy. What's that lantern control card? That
Lantern?
like. Oh,
The
is lantern? Wait, is lantern the one that mills?
Yeah, right?
I don't know. Whatever. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I don't play a lot of modern. Sorry, everybody.
Lantern of Insight?
Lantern of whatever.
Nope. Yeah, Lantern of Insight is play with your top card revealed, and it's not the actual mill card. I can't remember what the other one, the mill card is.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Codex Shredder or something, right? Isn't it?
Oh, nice. Codex Shredder.
It sounds like a Netrunner card.
Hmm.
um.
So
Anyway.
let's see, what do we got here? So we got another Mask on Dave's side, and he's looking at Goblin Welder,
Yep.
and then 2 Tangle Wires, and again, still that Sobo's. web.
Right.
Codex Shredder. Thank you.
What is that?
I
I
think
can't see what that is.
the lotus petal,
Oh, lotus petal. Okay.
and that's breakthrough on the stack,
Okay.
which is draw four and then choose X cards in your hand to discard the rest. And I believe X is one.
Yeah. So he's
It's
gonna
a
keep
good
one card in
card.
his hand, discarding Phantom Neshoba, the undiscovered paradise that we saw earlier.
I'm gonna be
Um,
looking to the right a lot and looking at these cards tonight.
yeah.
Undiscovered Paradise, a land in Premodern that's going to give players access to multiple cards,
Hmm.
or multiple colors, excuse me.
Yeah. And already, I think my attempts at comedy are being interpreted as the chat as I'm mocking this
Yeah.
format. I really
No.
like this format. I love this format. It's awesome. Um, if you want to take a trip down memory lane and not have to buy power and beta grizzly bears, pre-modern is for you.
Hmm. Looks like Phil's having a think. Maybe he's going to target himself with the Wand of Denial.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
see the positive of targeting Dave. Oh, he's going to target Dave.
A
A
chroma.
chroma?
Okay. I say leave it on top. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome to draw that and do nothing with that. So I wonder if a reanimate spell is in Dave's hand now.
It feels like he's digging for it because last turn he played Breakthrough to
Hmm.
draw a boatload of cards.
Yep.
So I feel like he cracked a Lotus Petal for it. So how much mana are the reanimate spells? So we have Animate Dead, 2 mana,
Hmm.
Reanimate, 1 mana, but
Hmm.
there's only an
There.
Exhume. Oh, we got the classics.
Yeah.
2 mana.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we had all of them.
There's but noticeably missing.
Entomb.
Entomb, but also noticeably missing is oh no, Dark Ritual is in the deck. I'm an idiot. I was
Yeah.
gonna say Dark Ritual, but Dark Ritual is there. And luckily I checked before I said it out loud, but then I exposed myself for not knowing either. Anyway.
Ooh. So that was a big hit off of the wand. It put the reanimate spell in the graveyard.
Yeah. Yeah, mana bases are rough in this format.
Mhm. Yeah. We're gonna see things like Painlands.
Hi Olivia. I'm saying hi to Olivia right now.
IRL? Okay.
No, she's on that was a FaceTime.
Okay. Ooh,
There's a
Exhume.
there's a family Zoom going on in the next room.
So Dave's having a think or Phil's having a think on the Exhume because Dave does not have 2 mana. So how is Phil winning?
So I looked through Phil's list about 6 times so far, and I still don't know how this deck wins. So I don't know.
Okay, so it's got,
Chat, how does
is it
Phil
a
win?
mill deck?
Kind of. So it's trying to do
Is
like
it
some
booby trap
prison.
though also?
Yeah, it's trying to do
When
some
the
prison
chosen player
stuff.
draws named card, sacrifice booby trap. If you do, booby trap deals 10 damage to that player. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I think that's it. I mean, yeah.
I guess you just lose game one and then you go to game two and you bring in Masticore. I think that's the plan here.
Yeah, after looking at the decks, Masticore, I was like, this is a huge part of the meta.
Ooh, Blood Moon in the sideboard? That seems rough. Look at
Oh
that
wow.
box topper Blood Moon too. That thing is
In
incredible.
the preview, I know.
Wow, I need that. Anyway.
Yeah, Cabal Therapy is going to get rid of 2 Tangle Wires. I know the Vintage Cube is coming up, so Tangle. Oh no, never mind. It's the other one. The phasing counters or vanishing counters. Never mind. Different
Oh, in
card.
Time
Well,
Spiral?
Tangle Wire, yeah, is in yeah, what's it called? It's white and they disappear. And then permanents
Uh,
disappear and then they come back when
Phasing.
everything comes. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
there's a
phasing.
artifact with phasing
There is?
in the Vintage Cube as
Oh.
white. And then the you remove them and they all come back at the end after there's no more counters on it.
Oh, you're thinking of Parallax Wave.
Parallax Wave. Okay.
Right. I
That
think that just exiles them though.
vanishing, vanishing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that has fading counters on it.
fading.
Yeah. Um,
All right. Reanimate got memory lapsed. So that goes to the top of the library.
yep.
Dave is trying. He is really trying to get that reanimate happening.
Yeah. Also, once you reanimate with this deck, you're not gonna like draw 7 with Gristlebrand. You know, you have to
No.
like attack 4 times.
Right. And your best creature is a chroma, which is costs 8 mana for a 6/6. So it doesn't even pass the vanilla test, right? But then we have flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, haste, protection from black and red.
Yep. So
Is
chat
the
just asked
life
me.
correct?
Yeah, it is not, and that's on me. I just
12
wasn't
and
paying attention.
19. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry everybody. I was like not even watching live totals.
Thanks,
Um,
Inverted Ninja.
Thank you, Inverted Ninja. Yeah. So now that we have all the pre-modern people watching, and I see many of you in the chat that I recognize are pre-modern people,
Yeah.
um, I I found out today that Fallen Empires is not legal in pre-modern, and I'm pissed. What is the deal with that? Why not? How
Fallen
do you feel
Empires
about
is in
this?
the time range, right?
So
95 to 2003?
technically, Fallen Empires, like I started playing in '95, and Fallen Empires was among some of my first sets that I bought. But yes, Fallen
Mm-hmm.
Empires was printed in '94, but
Oh, womp womp.
I think we
Well,
should
there's
make
a
an exception.
guy who came up with pre-modern. I think his name is Martin. I did some research
Martin, I don't know. We
and
can
he
just ban
decided,
him.
yeah,
I just wanted Thalids to be legal. Is that so much to ask?
Martin Berlin. There we go.
Martin
He's the
Berlin. That sounds
mastermind.
like a DJ.
Yeah. So if the chat is saying though, if Fallen Empires was legal, then Pox would have access to him.
Yeah.
And then you don't want Rainbow Veil / land tax. So land tax is legal. And then I assume Rainbow Veil is from Fallen Empires. Ooh, here's another
Yeah, it
reanimate on
is.
this deck.
Reanimate is on the stack, targeting Goblin Welder. Very interesting.
Oh, doesn't he have some juicy ones in his graveyard though?
Yeah, why is Goblin Welder getting reanimated? I'm
I thought I
confused.
saw an Acroma and a Viscera.
Oh,
Bridge?
okay.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah,
Ensnaring Bridge.
can't attack.
Sneaky. Yeah, yesterday I lost to an ensnaring bridge playing Reanimator. It was rough. Multiple ensnaring bridges.
Yep. Snaring Bridge is good. Snaring Bridge has been around a long time, folks.
Mm-hmm.
1996 or 97, Snaring Bridge came along. I think it was 97.
It held its value for a long time too.
Yeah,
Like until recently it was reprinted recently. Until then it was expensive.
very expensive. Actually, Modern is what made Snaring Bridge so expensive because it was in all the hot Modern decks at one point.
Mm-hmm. It was for sure.
It
Because
was
I
like
wanted to buy some.
I remember at one point Snaring Bridge was like $90 or something, right? Wasn't it something
It was
outrageous?
really expensive. Yeah, I can look it up on MTG stocks.
Yeah.
I don't believe Tendrils is legal in pre-modern.
I don't think it is. No, I think they're asking about your Reanimator deck over the weekend, maybe.
Me, I do not do the Tendrils version
Oh, okay.
personally. This is Legacy. I do not do the Children of Corliss Tendrils version. All right.
Hey, what's up, Cloud Goat Ranger? How's it going? Cloud Goat Ranger is a pre-modern stream.
Mm, nice. Well, welcome. Okay. I guess I thought Tendril or Ensnaring Bridge was more expensive. It peaked around $50, $60.
Oh, okay. To me, that feels like $90.
Yeah.
Maybe because I needed two of them. I don't know.
That animate dead on
The Goblin Welder, yeah.
is a little rough because that makes it a 0/1.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what. Oh, now Tanglewire is here. I think Kaplan lost this game. I think he's locked out.
Yeah. Well, does Kaplan have any targeted artifact removal main? I don't think these decks can handle it.
Not that I'm
No.
aware of. Let me look at Dave's
Nope.
list again. No? Okay. I'll take your word for it.
So, I mean, is Dave at 8? No. Kaplan is at 8.
Yeah, Kaplan's at
So
8.
this feels, I mean, might as well play it out.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Not if we're just waiting for somebody to mill to death.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
All right. Is there any reason though to reanimate Viscera or Viscera because it has tap destroy target creature? It can't be regenerated.
that's what I was just thinking, but as long as Ensnaring Bridge is in play, what can you really do?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna win through Booby Trap and Wand.
I think
Well,
Phil.
Wand does damage to yourself.
Right, right. What's up, Gothmog?
It sets up Booby Trap.
Um,
Oh, got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm on board because Booby Trap asks you to name a card, and Wand will allow you to know what the top card is.
mhm. So in general, um, what do you think? You looked at a couple of decks and you're watching some gameplay right now. What do you think of this format as far as like in other words, I guess I'm trying to find a really fancy way of saying, does this interest you, or is it like the nostalgia doesn't hit, so it's like whatever? And you can be honest.
Well, then,
Don't worry.
yeah, I'm a Zoomer. I came in at Cons of Tarkir, so it is there's no nostalgia factor for me
Hmm.
personally.
Hmm.
Even when I played in middle school, I'm young enough that it was still modern bordered cards
Right.
at that point. And I wonder because it is a set, I don't know if this is true, but to me, because it's a set number of sets, it feels like this could be a format to solve and to really become like figure out the most efficient cards and things like that and efficient decks. And maybe
Yeah.
that's a little interesting.
Yeah. Th- I don't actually know if it's like been quote unquote solved, and
Hmm.
you know, there has never been a like Grand Prix pre-modern, so
No.
whatever, right? But the the fact that it can be solved, like you're saying, like eventually we'll have tried every configuration of the cards, right?
Right.
Um, if it's still balanced, that's kind of cool. So you're kind of pulling from like pre-constructed decks from Magic's
Right.
history in a way
Sure.
that you can also adjust and battle.
Right.
Now, if you played it every day, like if you want to like grind Magic online the way people do now and play pre-modern,
Hmm.
you might have fun for like a couple of weeks, and then you might get bored because you just run out of different things to do.
Right. Well, that's
Um,
kind of a separate point because I
yeah.
know people were actually a little nervous that pros were going to play modern
Hmm.
because they will just figure out what the best deck is and warp the format around that best deck, which is not really, which when this happened, modern wasn't really, up in the competitive format. I know Tennessee Terry is saying that it's a really large card pool, so it's probably not possible to solve. That's fair. And then when you do solve a format, you reach that equilibrium where you alternate between the power parts of the meta. I know this even happens in modern when dredge will pop up because it's not good, air quotes, and it can
Hmm.
kind of sneak in there and that type of stuff happens.
Yep. You can also ban and unban to change things up
Sure.
if there was ongoing events in the pre-modern format. But yeah.
But I'm going to watch it a little more. Right now, we're kind of in a slog of
Hmm.
Cap. Looks like Phil is Goblin Weldering back, like ensnaring bridges and booby traps and stuff like that. But there it is. So he was able to name the top card of the deck because he knew it was Gemstone Mine.
Yep. Yep. Just kidding. If you said old school, you're banned. I'm just kidding. All right. So a gemstone mine is down.
Well, to be fair, there is no nostalgia factor for me in Legacy. Oh, I
Well,
missed the name.
in
Ooh, Tormod's Crypt is the name on the um,
nice,
Cabal Therapy.
nice. He knew Phil Mulligan to it, I guess, maybe, or figured he did.
Or just it's the card you lose to, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Um, Sorry, what set? What were the newest sets when you first ever started playing?
Kanzatar here. I started playing in 2015. I'm like super new compared to all you guys.
Yeah, yeah. Which makes me appreciate you even more, by the way, because I think a lot of people that started playing in 2015 just would have no interest in what's going on right now.
Yeah.
But
Okay. I
I
think
guess
I think it
even
was
for you
cons.
though, like if
Oh,
you
cons is
play,
2014, but we're close.
okay, yeah, yeah. If you play Pioneer, let's say, and you cast a Treasure Cruise, it's like, oh, that's from the time where I started playing. I remember Treasure Cruise, let's say, right?
Hmm.
Um, Already 2015, 2014 is a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it would be 2014 because I moved in 2015 and that's kind of like my, you know, how
Gotcha,
you keep time.
gotcha.
So Tinker Target started in 95. So they are, yeah, you got to ride everything. You got to ride Tempest being a big deal. And I can see why Premodern would be in your wheelhouse for sure. Right now, I saw Morphling, Masticore,
Yeah,
Mechatog. Yeah.
I feel like I'm making a big confession here, but when
Mm,
Urza's Saga came out, uh, I I I still played Magic, but I didn't play as much anymore. I was playing Pokemon and Star Wars card game a bit more because that's what my friend group was up to.
sure.
And then I skipped Magic for a while until this is like a roughly 2 or 3 year period until Invasion came out, and I came back for Invasion. So a lot of the drama about Urza's Saga and Rebels and all that, I missed all that. So like Rebels for me personally, and we're gonna see Rebels next round, but Rebels, like I don't even remember Rebels. I didn't play with Rebels as a kid. I wasn't around, so that nostalgia doesn't hit as well. So it's
It
interesting.
looks like, correct me if I got this play pattern wrong. So we've got
Hmm.
a Visara on the battlefield, and I think it looks like Dave used Putrid Imp
Yep.
to get the. So it looks like we have Dark Ritual, Reanimate, and Putrid Imp in the graveyard. So that is you play Putrid Imp, you discard a card with Putrid Imp, and then you reanimate. But I don't know why Putrid Imp is in the graveyard. If that's the case,
Oh yeah.
that's fine.
I don't know
Maybe
either.
someone else knows.
Oh, did he sack it
Unless
with
that.
Cabal Therapy
Oh, we did
afterwards?
flashback Cabal Therapy. There we go.
Yep.
Hmm.
That's what it was. So Portent is like the predecessor to Ponder, the crappier Ponder.
Was it printed before? Oh yeah, it was definitely printed before Ponder.
Yeah,
Sorry, everyone.
like at least a decade before Ponder. Yeah, maybe 15 years before Ponder. But Ponder was Portent in spirit, but kind
So
of
look at the top three,
fixed.
put them back in any order. You may have that player shuffle the library, draw a card at the beginning of the next upkeep. Yeah, I know for sure the game designers are moving away from like next upkeep triggers or things like the dredge creature that's blue and black prized amalgam, like delayed triggers.
Right,
I believe that they're trying not to incorporate those as much because
right,
it's just
yeah.
weird when you forget them.
The draw the card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep thing was just not a very good mechanic for
Hmm.
tournament play.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times people have like missed their bobble triggers. And it's like, I don't know, do we, how do you fix it?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
All right, that library came in.
Library of Lang, which,
No max hand size. If a
yep,
card forces you to discard it, you may choose to discard at the top of your library rather than the graveyard. If a discard is random, you may look at the card before deciding whether or not to discard it. Okay.
okay. I still don't know what it does. Library of Lang actually has some
Anti-cabal
really cool art.
therapy.
What's that? Sorry.
I think it's anti-cabal therapy, kind of.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Anti any discard.
Yeah, there you go, Tensi Terry.
Thank you, Tensi Terry.
Yeah, there's the Oracle text, which is a little bit better than the original that I read. Man, did we get so much better, or that WotC got so much better at writing text and uniform language on magic cards as we got through the years?
Yeah. Sixth edition was a turning point in Magic's history as far as the rules, and they did a complete overhaul of the rules. They introduced the stack,
Yeah.
and got rid of all this weird,
I
seven
can't believe it took
paragraph cards.
until sixth edition.
Yep,
That's nuts.
yep.
How are
Until
you
then,
playing the game before then?
yeah, I don't know. Some of the cards used to be like, if you reckon your opponent has a gander at your hand. What? What? What does
Yeah.
this card do? I don't know.
So Dave tried to go for reanimate on Kaplan's Goblin Welder because we've got another ensnaring bridge on the field,
Yep.
and we had a Tormund activation in response.
Yep. So, have we figured out by this point what Kaplan has as an out if an ensnaring bridge hits the field?
I
Powder
don't think
keg,
he
maybe?
does. Oh, Powder Keg, which is an older version of Ratchet Bomb.
Yeah.
All these cards, I'm like, oh, I know this card, but the newer one.
Yeah, yeah. It is like Ratchet Bomb. Blast Zone for some of you that
Tinker
started
Target, I
playing like
have to
3 years ago.
disagree about damage stacking. I think I'm really glad that it doesn't go on the stack,
I
personally.
remember I remember playing Standard when I was in high school. This was like Invasion and Odyssey block Standard, and I was one of those people that was playing in, the Monday night tournament and didn't know
Hmm.
that the stack existed. And I had a
Sure.
judge explaining to me like that my opponent can, let's say, sack a Mog Fanatic after combat damage to destroy my creature, and I was like, why? Like that is so stupid. I'm glad it's gone.
I I really struggled with the stack in general when I was learning the game. It was very confusing to me until it got the true visualization of the cards and that you
Hmm.
start with the one on the top. I was like,
Yeah, but like I remember thinking like the way my mind was processing the information was like, okay,
Mhm.
so he's sacrificing the Mog Fanatic, but I literally just killed it.
Oh,
So
got it. Yeah.
like why is like but it's dead though. Like it just did not make sense to me. Also like
If
from
you,
from like a lore perspective, like
hmm
my knight stabs the goblin and it dies and then it sacrifices itself. Like What?
Oh no. Yeah.
Anyway.
I feel like it's nice that Kaplan has the putrid imps now because
Yep.
it can get around in Snaring Bridge.
Yep.
But Luenell, I can't imagine somebody saying to close the interrupt window.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, that was like some uh, John Finkel versus Kai Buddha in the World Championship days kind of talk.
Language, yeah.
Yeah.
Which also just makes me realize like how ridiculous it is that they came up with this game at all in
hmm
94 because it's so or yeah, 94.
93 it made its
93.
debut. Yeah.
93 because it was the, first of its kind and then so complex right off the bat. I think
Yep.
there's early rule books which say like try not to put multiple spells on the stack, which they didn't call the stack because it gets confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. A lot of reminiscing going on in chat.
Mm-hmm.
Luanil in the chat is playing next round, playing
Right.
Counter Rebels, so that should be fun.
I've played against Zurin Orb in Modern like 2 years ago. I was yeah.
Wait, Zernorb is in Modern?
Legacy?
It must be Legacy
De-
because I don't think it's in Modern.
okay. I definitely played against a Zurin Orb deck in either Legacy or Modern. I was like, this what? I lost to it. Like you got me.
That must be a Commander card, right? Zernorb. Do people play that in Commander?
I didn't know the card.
Oh,
Yeah, it
okay.
must have been Legacy. Yeah, it's Ice Age.
Okay, everybody stop all the banding talk right now because MTG banding is playing right now and he's gonna get angry. Banding was
I
great.
struggle with flanking.
Flanking's a cool ability. Um, it's very similar
Yeah.
to. Are you familiar with Bushido from Kamigawa?
No.
Bushido was an ability in for samurai in the Kamigawa sets that
Mm-hmm.
gave them +1/+1 whenever they got blocked or blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Flanking is like the opposite of that, a negative effect in a way.
Yeah.
What is that?
Tinker Mountain Booby Trap in an Island, I
Okay.
think.
Yep.
I did not catch what made the mill happen though.
Mm,
Flanking was
What's
neat.
that artifact on the top left? Oh, Crumbling Sanctuary. Every time you
Mm-hmm.
take damage, you mill instead, basically.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get it. I get what's going on here for Phil. It's like a
Yeah.
prison-y thing.
Very prisony. Yeah. Um. Oh, what card is this now? Is this the wand again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do love the arts of the old cards. That was really fun to look at the old art style that the old cards used to be. They were much more, I want to actually say many of them were much more gruesome.
They were much more gruesome. Yeah, that's true. They were also less. The word that's coming to my mind is multimedia, but I know it's a different word.
There were
Multi.
there weren't many computer generated images. They were
Yeah.
actual high quality scans of paintings.
Right. 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 Um. There's some word that I can't think of that's like when you're using multiple art forms in one thing, but
Mixed media?
mixed media. Yes, mixed media. Thank you. Um. Now magic art is more mixed media, but this was just like
Hmm.
somebody painted a picture and that was it. It was done. It
Yeah.
was
I also
finished.
feel like the old cards are much more literal. Like this is a dude. This is this
Yeah.
thing happening. This is a
Yeah.
wand. This
Yeah.
is like, yeah,
That's true.
they're
That's true.
not as, I don't know, I don't want to call the new card art cerebral, but they're not as literal now. Just
Yeah.
like both card names and card arts, I feel.
Yeah. I think now also they try to, like, back in the day, in the earliest days especially, there was no art director that was like, okay, so this plane is gonna feel like it's Egypt and it's gonna have, you
Pirates
know what I
and
mean? Like
dinosaurs
everything
and mermaids, right?
exactly. Like everything had like the same colors and
Yeah.
um, you know, elves looked a certain way and all that. Back in
Mm-hmm.
the day, it was
For
just like,
sure.
I don't know, just draw a zombie. Whatever you think a zombie looks like is good. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was no Kaladesh, you know.
Exactly, yeah. There wasn't like, oh no, you got to draw that chariot over because it doesn't look like the other chariots, you know?
Mm-hmm. Um, Verdant Force is a great reanimate target because at the beginning of each upkeep, you're gonna get a green sapperling, which can attack through. Aw, never mind. I was gonna say it can attack through this ensnaring bridge, but it looks like it got countered by a 1 mana counter.
That
Portent?
was a null. Yeah, it's a
No.
counter target artifact or enchantment.
Got it.
It was reprinted in the Theros sets, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was in the most recent Theros though, from this year.
Sure.
Oh, what card was that? That's all right. Oh, it's another bridge. Got it.
Double down. And I said this on stream yesterday because I don't know why. I struggle. I shouldn't like broadcast this at all, but it's already on my stream and I already lost that card. I just struggle with the wording of Ensnaring Bridge.
How so?
I feel like it's missing a word.
Really?
I
Like,
know.
well, um, what
I
goes
feel
wrong?
like there needs to be a you or an opponent or something like that in the language because
Hmm.
creatures with power greater than the number of cards in your hand can't attack. And I feel like it just needs to say can't attack you and I'm good. I got it.
Gotcha. But your creatures can't attack either. Like if
Or
Phil had
your
a four
opponent. Like
power
I just
creature.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Whatever.
just need I mean, it's fine. It's me. It's a problem. If you want to rewatch my VOD from yesterday, you'll see me like, I don't really know how this works and trying to attack with a Gristlebrand. It's great.
Memory lapse, another wall denial, and a cat for some reason. I don't know.
A cat post-it.
A cat post-it.
This is I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't read that. I think Kaplan's super dead, right?
Feels like it, doesn't it? Which is interesting that he even has a way out with that Verdant Force, but it did not resolve.
Right. Powder keg would
All right.
also be pretty helpful here, but we may
Yeah.
be way past like
Here's the booby trap. Yep.
yep. What just
Oh,
happened?
okay. So Crumbling Sanctuary says that okay. So booby trap is going to name animate dead, but he's going to take 10 damage. But then, because the Crumbling Sanctuary is on the battlefield, for every 1 damage that would be dealt to a player, that Peller mills.
Right.
So, Booby Trap actually reveals.
Okay.
And then deals damage. So, the animate dead is in hand, and then 10 damage is done, and 10 cards are milled.
Okay.
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 We did the thing.
Yeah. I feel like you're following the games better than I am.
I can hear the players, so that helps.
That does help. Yeah, that does help a lot. I don't know how
Do
you
you
do
hear
it.
the players?
No, I don't hear them. I don't ever have it on.
Years of calling live shows. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I find it very distracting.
Well, I'm sure
Um,
sometimes my sentences are like herky jerk because of it. Is that a glacial chasm land? No. What is that?
uh, no, that's underground river.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it does look like glacial chasm.
Yeah.
All right, there's the verdant force. That's gonna help a bit.
Okay.
But again, the any damage dealt now is a mill instead. So
Right. So City of Brass is going to cause a mill,
right,
and you don't have to pay life for the underground sea because it can just make colorless.
right, right. So is it better to mill your? Oh no, you're milling yourself. Never mind. Forget it.
Then there's a life gain somewhere in there. I don't know what from.
Uh,
I think this is a variant of Lantern Control with the booby trap finisher.
yeah, it feels very similar to Lantern Control in that you're just trying to prevent your opponent from doing anything, like taking any relevant game action.
Yeah. All right, Shivan Reef, go. So here's some sapperlings. Rookie not coming with its with your tokens. Actually, Verdant Force triggers on all upkeeps, so he's going to come back to his upkeep with one that can attack and one that can't attack in terms of those tokens.
Right. How many? Oh, they're counting how many cards are left in Phil's library.
Yeah.
It looks like it looked like maybe 15 or so. Is that right? Oh, a lot of
I'll
cards
go
getting
with
milled right now.
13. I think
13
he's
is
just
it?
counting.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
5 cards getting milled for 5 damage.
Gotcha. Wow, only 2 minutes
That
left in the round already. I didn't realize how much time went by. This has been a long one.
that crumbling sanctuary is tough with it being symmetrical.
Yep.
All right, so Reanimator is going to get there for game 2, but we've only got 2 minutes for game 3.
Oh no. All right, let me let them know. I guess chat has to decide, right?
Yeah, I don't think either. Well, Reanimator might be able to finish a game in 3 minutes or 2 minutes.
Let's tune into the players for a moment.
Both ways.
What's up, guys? So there's 1 minute left in the round.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think Phil will be able to win the game in 5 turns,
Yeah.
but maybe you can, Kaplan.
Uh, I can try.
All right. Otherwise, we're gonna go to a chat vote.
All right. Well, I'll give it my best shot.
All right. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, that makes sense in retrospect.
All right, we're underway
Didn't
here.
learn that. Here we go.
Careful
Okay,
study.
gemstone into careful study. That's a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Is there actually a difference between careful? Oh no, there's no difference between careful study and faithless looting, except faithless looting has the flashback.
Right. Yeah. So it's actually a better careful study in a way.
Mm-hmm. All right, there's the fatty in the yard.
Yep. Sahara in the yard.
Interesting. Dark Brit.
Dark Rid is pretty good.
I think this is my favorite art of Dark Brit. I kind of change my mind all the time on this. It's
It's up
not the
there.
one I play with.
It's up there.
All right.
Memory
That's
lapse.
probably all she wrote. Phil's
Yep.
going to memory lapse the Dark Brit.
All
What
right.
do you
For
think
this,
about, in general, countering the rituals instead of the payoffs?
in this exact situation, it makes sense to counter the ritual, but
Okay.
if you counter the payoffs in most situations, usually you're getting a 2-for-1 because they use a dark ritual as
So
well.
breakthrough, putrid imp, reanimate, cabal therapy. So if the ritual resolved, it was still not going to, like, for example, he didn't have reanimate in the hand.
Yep. So I got the poll live in chat now, so everybody can decide who wins this match in chat. Make sure you vote in the poll. Will it be Phil with Welder Prison or Dave with Reanimator moving on to round 2 to play against Jason Murray, who is on Counter Rebels? Counter Rebels. All right, looks like
I
Dave won the
couldn't,
poll.
couldn't get it.
I'm
Cool.
just gonna let them know. What's up,
Appreciate it.
guys?
Hey,
So we had a poll go live to see who moves on to round 2, and Dave is the winner. Dave is the
all
winner.
right.
Congrats, Dave.
Thank
Fun
you.
Um,
games, really wild.